more ordinary, like usually perceived. So the Sambhogakaya is the all enlightened beings quality. I mean the enlightened quality, different kind of enlightened qualities arise the form, but Sambhogakaya form is only high level practitioners can perceive it or face to receiving teachings, not for the ordinary beings. So then some Nirmanakaya form is like ordinary perception. So that's why, when Buddha Shakyamuni was born in India, I mean Nepal and Lambane, and he come to Nirmanakaya form. So when he shared the teaching, there's a Sambhogakaya, many Sambhogakaya deities, but their disciples, they don't see them, they don't recognize, because when we talk the Heart Sutra, and Chinreze was there, and many other ordinary people don't seeing that Chinreze, they don't see him. So they see only the ordinary Sangha, like ordinary means like Nirmanakaya form Sanghas, they can see ordinary people. So when this Heart Sutra discussion about in the virtual peg, ordinary beings, I don't think so they recognize that being true in that teaching there, because they don't recognize, that is like say high level practitioners through the samadhi and receiving these teachings. So ordinary disciples who was there, they received kind of like different teaching from the Buddha Shakyamuni directly. He taught, not the way is like I think like Heart Sutra, the history like Buddha Shakyamuni was in the samadhi meditation states. Chinreze also went into the samadhi meditation. He recognized truth, and then Buddha's blessing. Shariputra has ability to ask question. Buddha's blessing. Chinreze has ability to give these answers, teaching. So that teaching is not ordinary. I don't think that they receive that teaching there. So that's why, this his story also like Buddha Shakyamuni goes like two difference. Like one is like high level practitioners perception, one is ordinary beings perception. Two different level there. I think the histories. So that's a depending which way, both are actually correct. But ordinary people perception, of course, like ordinary way, Buddha's histories more make sense for us due to our capacity. Then, of course, like high realizer who has different level perception, then talk about our ordinary histories not make sense for them. Then for them is the Buddhas become more handicapped and not much ability like for ordinary perception history talk about, So that's the two big difference there actually, perceptions. So Sambhogakaya is more high realized perception. Nirmanakaya is for more ordinary beings perception. So that's the generally information. And then this sadhana, so we visualize Buddha Shakyamuni and unborn emptiness. So is Achiva Meba is usually we call is unborn emptiness. That syllable is called syllable representing unborn emptiness. And the Then unborn emptiness is the unceasing appearance of dependent arising, means no nothingness, Emptiness is a no nothingness. Ceasing appearances of dependent arising, emptiness is dependently arising. So depending arising is unborn emptiness. The reason is dependently arising is not truly inherently exist. So that's the very clearly here is emptiness is no nothingness. Emptiness means unceasing appearances of dependent arising. Are the way of illusory unity means like not truly existing, but the all these appearances is same as illusory unity means like same as dreaming and delusionally arising for us. So same as dreaming delusionally arising, we also say it's not true. But then of course like you really knowing all these phenomena, everything is not truly exist. So that's why illusory unity. And we starting meditate, Buddha Shakyamuni mantra, Om So Bhava Shida, Sarva Dharma So Bhava Shida Han is the same as like just these verses. It's all phenomena is emptiness. Emptiness is not nothingness. It's dependently arising. Dependently arising is like not truly inherently not exist. That's our way of illusory unity. Then before me in the sky, so also we visualize the deity also not truly inherently exist. We're visualizing that Yedam deity is the same as a rainbow. Rainbow is we can see very clearly, color is beautiful, but you cannot really touch, and you cannot really hold that. So that's why I made this diverse clothes offerings. So then we visualize that Buddha is in front of us, and we visualize offerings. On a jewel lying throne and the lotus and the moon disease and the incomparable teaching lying with the Shakyas. So it's Buddha Shakyamuni is an incomparable teacher because no one shared this unborn emptiness and unceasing appearance of dependent arising, the way of illusory unity. That teaching is only come from Buddha. So that's the reason Buddha is incomparable teacher. When Buddha Shakyamuni was born, of course, in India, that time have many religions, many teachers. They also talk lots of teachings. They talk teachings, lots about relative truth, and then some is like stuck with nihilism. Some is stuck with internalism. So unborn emptiness, unceasing appearance of dependent arising is like free from these the two extremes. Unborn emptiness is free from internalism, and the unceasing appearance of dependent arising is free from nihilism. So no one shared that teaching before Buddha. So that's the reason, Nagarjuna also mentioned about Buddha as incomparable teacher. So see, incomparable teacher lying with the Shakyas. So his family, lineage is called Shakyas. Lion is like Buddha is the same as a lion is like king of the animals, so like king of all the teachers. So that's a praise to Buddha Shakyamuni. And his body the color of gold, adorned with major manner marks. So Buddha has all these major and manner marks. Glad in the three dharma robes, he wearing three dharma robes. He is a Vajra posture. His right hand gracefully posed in the earth, touching mudra, and his left hand gesture meditation, holding a bowl full of nectar. So that's we see the Buddha Shakyamuni image in this daily yoga sadhana, daily prayer sadhana we have, that, is very beautiful and very powerful statue in India. So that statue is in Bodhigaya, where Buddha Shakyamuni enlightenment, and inside the stupa has that statue. So that statue, the talk about his story is, after Buddha Shakyamuni passed away, maybe some people say 80 years, something like that, then they built the stupa. So the story is one, Transi Pomo is one, is old woman. So she has 3 sons, and the first 2 older sons built the stupa and other Buddhas in the special places. So then younger son, he one day very upset. Mother told him, "Why you upset?" So he said, "It's my order to brother pick up so important space. The bird stupa, I cannot do anything." So she told him, "And you can do more better than your order to brothers." So then she gave instructions him and go to Bodhigaya. So she told him Bodhigaya is more important in holy place, because Buddha Shakyamuni enlightenment in that place. So you can create Buddha's statue. Then he said he don't know how to create a statue. So she also has very special woman, and I think it's a kind of Dakini. We say Vajrayana tradition is called Dakini. And a lot, she has accumulation merit, and she give him suggestion, bring all the, the special objects collected together. That means like all the ornament, like special jewels, like most important object, create together, put in the stupa, inside the stupa. She told him, we can do practice prayer. So within 7 days, and do aspiration. We don't open the door. So then close the door stupa, and they did aspiration prayers. And her son lost patience. He opened up 6 days. He didn't wait 7 days. So when opening up this temple, and then all this special jewel ornament is become appear to this statue. So then he asked her mother, this is the same as Buddha. So she met Buddha when she was young. Most people already passed away who meet Buddha. Only she can recognize. I mean, she is alive. She told him, her son, this is exactly the same as Buddha Shakyamuni. Except, Buddha Shakyamuni can talk, but this statue can't talk. And then Buddha Shakyamuni can walk, do many, activities, moving, but this statue is always sitting. And the only one difference, that. And another difference is Buddha Shakyamuni has the crown, and no one can see up there top the Buddha's crown, always invisible. So she's told this statue is visible, the crown is visible. And then when Buddha Shakyamuni walks, and he has legs from his heart, this statue didn't create legs from heart. So all the minor marks and these major marks, everything is, she told him, is exactly same. Mute, please. I have time to drink coffee. Okay, so that's why we use this Buddha's image all the time. It's very powerful when you use this meditate practice, really feel connections. Then in Tibet has a very special statue, Chogo Shakyamuni, very powerful. So that statue is created during the Buddha Shakyamuni. blessing, Buddha Shakyamuni himself blessing to that statue. But Tibetan tradition, they put too much ornaments, that statue, then that's the too much ornament, and people wanted to create accumulation merit, and they put too much gold all the time, and actually they take out every time when they put a new gold, they take out the older one, give it to the who put a new one. So Buddha is a little bit fat. When they take out the cloth, we see statue is really big, fat already. That statue is very powerful, actually. But for my thoughts, is like that too much is already in there, putting things. But people think that's create accumulation merit. So it's nothing wrong there too, I think. Very, very important statue there. And that statue is in the Chokang temple. Many who live in China have an opportunity maybe needed to go to in the Lhasa Chokang temple. Very important statue. So Buddha, he blessing himself. So now, then of course we have many tankas to create. So that's the important statue. Then the statue or tanka is the same as his left hand is the gesture of meditation, holding on arms, bowl full of nectar, like a mountain of gold, manifesting his shines and splendor, spinning beams of wisdom light across whole expanse of space. So his body is, golden color. We visualize Buddha always like powerfully, and the wisdom light cross the whole expanse of space. So that actually meditation really helps people who has sadness, and also really help for depressions. If you meditate shamatha, focus with a regular object, mind you can create a peaceful, but sometimes people has too much obstacle. The lots of obstacle, emotion, negative karma. You focus with the shamatha with the object, but cannot really purify negative karma. That's why we have to use this powerfully. Wisdom like cross the whole expanse of space from the Buddha's body. Then we visualize that, and helps remove all the negative obstacles. Then Buddha Shakyamuni is not only himself, the 8 close sons, 16 eaters, and like a vast ocean, like written over noble beings, second hand all around. So these are the beings, noble beings with Buddha Shakyamuni. This, 8 close sons. So this Bodhisattva, I think. Sun is like called heart sun is Bodhisattvas. And 16 eaters and like 16 ahats. As vast ocean like written over noble beings. All these noble beings, second hand all around Buddha with together. Another story, Bende Zamo is another princess. She has very strong devotion to Buddha Shakyamuni. And she wanted to meet Buddha Shakyamuni, but her father didn't give her permission. He thinks she's going to become nun. So that's why he put his daughter is kind of for prisoner, locked up. And then she has very strong devotion, the Bende Zamo, the Tibetan we call Bende Zamo, have very strong devotion. She calling the Buddha, and through her devotions, Buddha Shakyamuni and his all 8 close sons, 60 eaters like West Ocean, like written over noble beings, or second hand around means like this all appear to her in front of her space. Then, through the devotion, Buddha is with us, like long as we have a devotion. So through that girl, her devotion, she don't have to go to meet Buddha. So Buddha is appeared to with her, with all this, bodhisattvas and this, 16 ahats together. So that's why when we visualize these enlightened beings, Buddha Shakyamuni, we need strong devotion. So long as it's strong, we have a devotion, then the visualize meditation has a very strong power, energy. You can feel that. You recognize. And simply think of him, and he grants the glory of the highest bliss. Liberation from samsara and nirvana. So if you think about the Buddha through the very strong devotion, we receive the blessing from the Buddha, and that blessing helps, liberation from samsara and nirvana means we are free from samsara, through that blessing. Free from nirvana means not stuck with also lower vehicles. Become, we are Mahayana practitioner. Like Mahayana practitioner is become not only I want to liberate ourselves, no self-liberation, thinking about it, like, we have a very, through the Buddha's blessing, arise like love and compassion in our hearts. So that compassion helps free from nirvana. Wisdom, devotion helps free from samsara. So the ahats, sometimes we say lower vehicles, not all the ahats. Ahats is also, the some is like has high realizer, but auto level, the practitioner ahats, but inner is a high level realizer, free from nirvana too. But some, some very strong attached to nirvana, and like have very strong renunciation to samsara, not enough love and compassion for others. So then that person is stuck in the nirvana. So that's why, when we practice dharma, we need, of course, devotion that helps free from samsara, and devotion with renunciation, so helps free from samsara. And then we need compassion that helps free from nirvana. That's is arise, the compassion is come from the Buddha's blessing. So we visualize, meditate the two extremes. If we can be free from two extremes. So this two extreme is like not the same. Is like sometimes we talk about nihilism, internalism. The samsaric beings also, of course, one extreme stuck in samsara. Another shavakas, we call shavakas, also another extreme, they're stuck in nirvana. So we must be free from these two extremes. So how do we have to free from two extremes? We need a renunciation to samsara. We need a devotion to Buddha. That helps free from samsara. And with love, compassion helps free from nirvana. He is a great being, so perfect embodiment of every source of refuge. That's Buddha is a perfect being. And then Buddha has a 100% qualities, free from 100% free from negativity. So that's the reason he's here says it's the great being, perfect embodiment of every source of refuge. It's our Buddha is a refuge object. So then this one important, usually we don't read, and page 3 in the beginning says visualize the form of Buddha. We visualize Buddha in this way. So we just talked that way. We visualize in imaging that he is actually here or there. Yeah. So we always think, Buddha is with us. If you have statue, tanka, whatever we have object, long as you have devotion, long as we have ability to think Buddha is in front of us, so then Buddha is always with us. So Buddha, the true is immeasurable compassion and wisdom. So that is, free from all the boundaries. So, how to say, like physical things cannot physical things cannot block. So long as you have devotion, visualize Buddha, thinking about with us, then Buddha is always with us. So that's we have to create, in front of you. Pema Sambhava also said, who has devotion me, I am always with you, not separate. So then the instinct that you generate this thought as the Buddha's wisdom body is not constrained by limits like time or location, he will certainly be there. See, so long as you have the devotion, I just told the story, the girl has devotion. The instinct that you generate this thought as is Buddha wisdom body is not constrained by limits like time or location. No time, no locations, stuck. He will certainly be there. He certainly will be there. So in this story, the longest student has devotion, the many spiritual teachers shows this approving truth. During the Buddha Shakyamuni time, also his family lineage is called Shakyas. The Shakyas is of course like the kingdom and the region. And then another area, another region, the kingdom, there always a war, fighting the kingdoms each other. When Buddha is already enlightened, so these two countries war. One Buddha, he recognized, his wisdom knows he can stop only one war. So the general, other country general is general, like the army general. His name is Pakipo, and he bring all the armies to the Buddha's kingdom, the Shakyas. So Buddha Shakyamuni stay in the front of the army. Other country bring the army to Buddha Shakyamuni. He stay under the front of the army, under the one tree. So the tree is actually old. Tree is old, and they don't give much shade. In their hot weather, so actually people stay under the fresh tree and lots of leaf. Then you can stay under you can get cordon. So the army general bring the army. Buddha, he saw the Buddha is stay under the old tree, no shade. Shade, giving the shadow, right? Shade. Okay. So then the army general, he has some connect with the Buddha. So he come out from his horse. He approaching to Buddha. He told him, why you stay here under the, no shade and old tree? So Buddha said, I was born in this kingdom. So even this, kingdom is going to decreasing old, but still I'm loyalty here. So then then he said, okay, this trip I take out my army, take out means like he take out, like promise him Buddha, so he not going to destroy his country, so he army, bring take out or bring back to his hometown. And then Buddha recognized, but that is temporarily he can have that. But generally, they have a karma to anywhere going to war. And he cannot serve his country like, the without the, war. So then maybe after a couple of years, I don't know how long. So this talk about the story, I don't remember exactly the year. Then he bring army again, the country's war, and they destroy all the Buddhas that was born, the kingdom is destroyed. And the mostly guys, killed, and the girls, they put in the prisoner, tortured. So then these girls have very strong devotion to Buddha Shakyamuni in the region of the Shakyas when they are in the prisoner, and their strongly aspiration pray to the Buddha, and the Buddha appeared to them, and there he shared the instruction, giving teaching to them. They stay in the jail, and they get suffering. Generally, of course, human beings' perception, but their perception, they have with Buddha, he shared the teaching, and they are, not suffering in the prison. They're all liberated. So then another history that during that time, Buddha Shakyamuni shared the teaching to, of course, he is not the location, he is another location, is with the monks and the nuns, like another kingdom. Because due to the devotion, the girls, there has that experience for them. Then the moments the person is become in the nirvana for them. It's like Buddha is there sharing, teaching, blessing. They are liberated in the person. So another story, like Malarepa, when he ready to pass away, and he asked all the disciples to come gathering together. And one place, he sent messages. All the disciples went to the same place to get, different regions coming there. Many disciples on the road, they bring with Malarepa together. When they get together, they say, Malarepa is with us. Others say, no, he is with us. Others says, no, he is with us. So then they say, no, you guys are liars, like arguing each other, because they say he is with us exactly same time. We eat together, we make tea together. He is with us all the way on the way road. Others says, no, he is with us. So then they meet Malarepa. He says, I'm all you guys true. Because they all has a very strong devotion connections in the high, practitioners. Malarepa ready to pass nirvana. He is be with everyone together when he asked me together, same place, like every the student when journey together groups, they have together with Malarepa. Okay, so there is here same, we have to understand this one is not constrained by limits like time or location. He will certainly be there. One of the sutra says, should anyone think of the Buddha, he is there right in front of them. So Buddha is no physical form body. Buddha is enlightenment. So that's what, long as we think, Buddha is there, right there. And right now I'm in the Digon Dharma Saya. Many couple years ago, same in this place, we have a lunch together, and one family offer lunch. And for the Gachin Rinpoche, we have together here. And the mother asked the girl, her daughter is 3-4 years old. And she asked, like, Gachin, mother just push her daughter, ask her, do you see the Buddha? So that thing, they see the Buddha means like physically talking together, something like there has that kind of thoughts and the perception mother has. So daughter said, no, you close eye, then Buddha is there. So she gave answer for her. You close eye and meditate, Buddha is with you there. Then she said, you don't have to ask. So I translate to the Garchen Rinpoche, then he shared many times there about this, girl talks. So this is see here already, like long as you think about it, means like your open eye thing is harder because you see other objects, then your mind is, harder to visualize. So visualize means we have to close eye and then bring the, Buddha is in your mind. So long as the Buddha is bring into your mind, then that moment Buddha is with you, with us. Okay, right there in front of them, constantly granting his blessings and freed from all harm. So then granting his blessings and freedom from all harms. So through then Buddha's blessings, so all the see here is the blessing and free from all harm. So all the obstacle is called harm. Okay, all the obstacles are naturally removed. The reason is you thinking about your I and self, and we worrying ourselves, so that bring all the obstacles and create this causes of samsara. We create more strong and strong all the time, this samsara perceptions we creating. And you think about Buddha, visualize Buddha is appeared to in our mind. That moments we remove all these obstacles in our mind. See that actually who create obstacles? We create our own obstacles. And who can make freedom ourselves? We can make freedom ourselves. Because you visualize the Buddha, and the moment your mind is connected to the Buddha, Buddha is appeared to own your mind. Your mind is Buddha is inseparable. So then that moment, all the samsara, usually we create every single day, samsara perception is stopped there. That moment is stopped, removed. So that's the due to the Buddha's blessing and free from all harm. That's the true blessing. Yeah. Of course, our Buddhist culture, very strong tradition, ask blessing to go to the spiritual teachers. Yeah, so we can get some spiritual connections from our spiritual teachers, but the most important blessing we have to receive ourselves, because you visualize, you meditate, you meditate, visualize Buddha, and that moment all your thoughts, emotions, negative is naturally released. And then that moment your mind is freedom, and we are also free from all our negative emotions, all this samsaric karmic perception, karmic imprints is stopped that moment. So that's the blessing and the freedom from all harm. Is true blessings come from practice. The merit gained through visualize the Buddha is inexhaustible. So the merit is like inexhaustible. It is a source of virtue that will never go to waste. It says in the Atamsha Sutra, by seeing, hearing, or offering to the Buddha's boundless store of merit is a mess. Till we are rid of all the destructive emotions and the suffering of samsara, this compound merit will never go to waste. Also, whatever prayers or aspiration we make before the Buddha will be fulfilled. See, whatever we aspiration pray and also fulfilled is comes. This merit comes. Receiving blessing into our mind, and then of course, like this, the due to our obstacles, sometimes we only thinking about that moment. I want to right now blessing, fulfilled something, but that's how to say, actually we knowing what we need, truth. So our sometimes aspiration is incorrect. Our aspirations could be more create samsara aspirations. So kids ask like candies, like you can too much candy give to the kids. I don't think it's great, so they want endless candy. Same, our orders want endless desires. So we ask that kind of aspirations, give us like blessing, like give for us, but that is an incorrect aspiration. So Buddha never give for harm for others. Even we want that kind of aspiration, something like fill our desire. So that never happens. So then people think, I pray Buddha, I never get. So that's not Buddha's problem. That's our own aspiration problem. We have to know that. I think very important. Then some is also not right moment that rise aspiration, take time. So some aspiration, like we just like true aspiration, some, and short term is a hardship you have to go through, but go longer way, then you become get more true happiness. So some short terms, like we think is like we did it, prayers, aspirations doesn't work, and I go through this more suffering, something happening, right? But that is like temporarily go through hardships, but go long run, longer go, it's become really taking care causes of suffering, and remove the causes of suffering is true happiness. It's become the more permanent true happiness arising. So that's the reason some we need patience. Some aspiration we need patience. Some aspiration we don't do correctly. Some aspiration comes more difficulty problem. So that is the due to aspiration really happen, the removing the causes of suffering. So same is like same is our surgery, body surgery, and it no pleasant, but remove the many disease and sickness. So that's the like we know temporarily people who have a problem with the body, and medicine cannot help, cannot recover to eat medicine, have to surgery, have to go through that, expenses and the difficulty, whatever, have to go through that. That does that, but then you really removed all the disease from your body. So same, that some practice the Dharma and really negative karma bring and removing. The moment we get suffering and go through obstacles, but that time we cannot lose patience. We cannot lose patience and we cannot lose devotions. Have to put more effort, and then we can, the free from obstacle. We have become free from the causes of suffering. Is then that moment, the way removing like something negative karma to take birth to the hell realms, take rebirth a hungry ghost, take birth to animal realms. That kind of negative karma is destroying in the human beings, like in this life. Maybe we go through surgery, like that kind of, something problems. So we also have to recognize the cause and the effect, the karma cause and the effect. We have to think that. And very important, we have to think karma cause and the effect. And also think that time is like we are, burning or purifying negative karma when we get suffering, and focus more practice and chant, focus, the practice this different Buddha, Vajrasattva, then very important. Okay, so that's we have to understand here. Then others says in the teaching on the qualities of Mahashira Pure Land, everything is circumstantial and dependent entirely on our aspiration. So this in this court is very important, I think, for us, because everything is, here says, is circumstantial and depending entirely in our aspiration. Aspiration has power, but they need so many causes, conditions, all have to come together. And also, this main point is we don't have every single one same answer. Okay. I mean, the everyone has a different kind of conditions. So that's why in this is a really good answer. Some people has arguing through the internet, okay, through the Zoom, receive true transformation or not, receive true empowerment or not. So this really can be representative. When you receive through the internet Zoom, is you really receiving the transformation empowerment. Of course, teaching is like you can hear and you understand and you get, but transformation and empowerment, right? So the many people say, oh, that's not possible to receive through the internet and empowerment and the transformation. Some say, yeah, they can receive. They all have arguing, it's disagree lots, even in the teachers, even in the students, many disagree each other lots. So first, when coronavirus hit, some teachers never accepted this through the Zoom, and it take years to come in. So now it's I think everyone is a little bit used to, more comfortable. First, many teachers also not accepted, and so because that thing is incorrect, sharing the empowerment and transformation through the internet and the Zoom. So my understanding is here, very clearly here. What is clearly here is everything is circumstantial and depending entirely on our aspiration. Whatever prayers of aspiration we make, the result will be gained accordingly. The point is, you are be with a person, face-to-face teacher, you receive empowerment, also cautioned. If you don't have enough devotion, you don't really have all these convictions from within yourself, receive. Yeah. And someone is even far away who has all these good convictions, devotions, really want empowerment or transformation and teaching, whatever teachers are doing, really wanting. Give up what other or the worldly things. Give up other or the worldly things. You really wanting the Dharma and this teaching and empowerment, long as you have a devotion to the Yadam deity, Guru, and you received empowerment and transformations. So we don't need to argue anything there. Who don't have that, they don't receive. Then who receive, who don't receive, we don't know, So that is, see, this condition, who has, they receive, who don't have this, all the circumstantial and depending, all this condition, who don't have, they don't receive it. Yeah. So that's already shared some stories up there. Buddha Shakyamuni is with face to face, many people, they don't have any connections. They don't receive any blessing. But some people stay in the jail. So see, we talked, they already receive all the blessings. The Buddha is be with them. So that's all is like due to the person's devotion and whole care about the Dharma. Create the important conditions themselves. Truly they receive. Entire our aspirations, see aspiration, entire aspirations. Whatever prayer or aspiration we make, result will gain accordingly. Generally from conviction in the statement and recite the following. So then think about what we talked and then chant this prayer. So chant these prayers, see, with your great compassion, you embrace this turbulent and the general world. And may 500 mighty aspirations. So Buddha is coming into serve for us in this generation time. He come to, saving us. So that's, you think about that and arise devotion to the Buddha. There's talk about the stories. Other Buddhas, most Buddhas say, I wanted to enlighten. They don't want to wait the generation time. Buddha has compassion, love for all beings, and he wait for us until the generation come. So we also have to recognize, so many being Buddhas already been. During that time, we don't have opportunity or, connection to liberate. So we have only connect to the Buddha Shakyamuni. That's why when Buddha Shakyamuni appeared to in this generation time, so we have an opportunity to connect to the Buddha's teaching. So that is like we have to recognize. Then, you think about that, arise strong devotion, great compassion, because embrace this turbulent and degenerate world and make 500 aspirations. Buddha did 500 aspirations, take birth into this degeneration time and benefit others, liberating. So that's why you are asked, exert us the white lotus. Whoever hears your name shall never return to samsara. Most compassionate teacher, to you pay homage. So Buddha has 500 aspirations who connect to the Buddha, Shakyamuni, and then that person, here says, see, whoever hear your name shall never return to samsara. So return to samsara is like in this one, we have to think about, this like the prayer is, we have to recognize how we lucky, and you think about, I have this opportunity connect in this life, Buddha Shakyamuni. And you think about even we don't have enough practice, but we're hearing his names also free from samsara. So we think about, think ourselves is like how we lucky, fortunate, and practice. Then we are free from samsara in this life. So because due to the Buddha's compassion, his teacher, to you I pay homage. So that's the, it's starting here is a 7 branch prayers. The first is like homage to the Buddha. So we have to recognize his compassion, Buddha's wisdom, and his all aspiration prayers, saving us, save us in the samsara suffering. Have to recognize, and then also Buddha's name is liberation, hearing liberation. So hearing liberation, touching liberation, we have many liberations. This Buddha's name also part of the hearing liberation. So long as you hear the Buddha's name and connect to that Buddha's teaching, we create enlightenment cause already there. So then one day we have free from samsara. That's what we have to understand, okay? Then second is all my own and others, virtual body, speech, and mind, together with all our positions, visualize like some of the body offering clothes are offered to you. So we visualize, all the beautiful things offering to Buddha, give up our self-grasping. And use this, we can anything, beautiful object when we see, is offering to think about this prayer and offering to Buddha. There are third is like all this confession, all the harmful actions and the transgressions I have committed throughout the beginningless time. Each everyone I know confess with the intention and heart for regret, confessing. So purify all negative karma. In all virtue action of noble ones and ordinary beings accumulated throughout the past, present, and future, I rejoice. This is rejoice. Turn aware of the profound and West Dharma teaching, ceaselessly in every direction I pray. So reconstant teaching. Your wisdom body is like space and it remains changeless throughout the past, present, and the future. And this stay like remain like kind of a long life, saramani, like same, like stay longer benefit. Yet in the perception of those who will be guided, you go through display of birth and death. Even so, let your form body continue always to appear. Buddha is actually never passing away, and some beings, need, the Buddha showed the display for the birth and the death, but truly he's free from birth and the death. So Buddha is always continue, always to appear means like always appear. And all the spiritual being who really benefit, truly realize the benefit is Buddha Shakyamuni's blessing. And so always appear. Because Buddha means wisdom, Buddha means, compassion. So then who has wisdom, who has compassion, that's the Buddha display. Through all the virtues I have accumulated in the past, accumulating now and will accumulate in the future for the sake of all benefiting all beings who are infinite space. May you, the severing of Dharma, be forever pleased, and may all the attain of the victorious one, the Lord of Dharma. So it's a dedication. Then this one is very important. Living beings like us. So, living beings like us, like think about all these samsara beings. Drift in this general age, have no guidance and protection. Because of your kindness, Buddha's kindness, caring for us with unsurpassed compassion, through his compassion, every manifestation in this world know of the three jewels is your enlightening activity. So our perception, we think Buddha is already past, but truly Buddha is not past, always appear to the, spiritual beings and different kind. We usually cannot say exactly spiritual way appear to being, but different ways appear to and benefit others. You are then our only refuge and comparable spring. So from our hearts we pray with total confidence and faith. Do not neglect the great promise you made in times gone by. Hold us until we attain like in your compassion. So chant that prayers and you really focusing this practice. You feeling is a really strong connect to the Buddha Shakyamuni. You feel is receiving the blessing. You feel is we have a protection. So you feel is we are very lucky. We are fortunate, and also we think about Buddha's kindness, or his kindness appeared in this degenerate time. So then we really feel receiving the blessing. Okay. Supreme Teacher Bhagavan Tathagata, these prayers you can chant 100 times, many times. Usually we use that and chanting again. So this also another way is a power instruction is use this prayer too. So if you use the power instruction, like we don't say Supreme Teacher Bhagavan, we usually say Bhagavan Tathagata. Ahats, complete the perfect Buddha, glorious conqueror, Amitabha Buddha, to you are homage, to you are make offerings, and you are take refuge. So that's some lineage has only this one prayer is like for power practice. The chant many times, and of course visualization we have to same is like follow the power. But use this again and again, like then transforming practice. So that time is just changed Buddha. Is here says Shakyamuni Buddha is changed to Buddha Amitabha. And then that time we don't say the Supreme Teacher. Supreme Teacher is always Buddha Shakyamuni. So in this, degeneration time or in this time, it's only we have one teacher is Buddha Shakyamuni. So all the teachers follow the Buddha's teaching. So that's why it's one teacher, Supreme Teacher is only Buddha. The other rest is we just same chanting, then you can change it to other Buddhas too. Like glorious conqueror, medicine Buddha, to you I pay homage. Or glorious conqueror, long love Buddha, to you I pay homage. So that's the very general important prayers. Then this is a Dharani mantra. So this mantra has come from Panchaparamita teaching. They recite many times and possible mantra Tiyat Om Mani Mani Mahamani Soha, Om Mani Mani Mahamani Soha. Then during during all this, bring to mind to Buddha quality and with a mindful of devotion, concentrate one-pointedly on the clear visualization of his form. Then through the power of uttering the name of the Buddha and reciting his dharani imaging that. So chant this dharani means this mantra. End of that, so then we from the Buddha's body, the emanates great radiance of multi-color rays of wisdom light, dispelling our own and others' obscurations, and casting all the genuine quality of Mahayana path to rising within us, so that we attain the level of perfection from which we will never return again to samsara. Every morning practice, we don't have time to meditate here. Sometimes that practice is only Buddha Shakyamuni, this sadhana. They don't do other sadhana, anything, some practitioners. So then that time you can use this and then meditate. This meditation power is release like sadness and depressions. Remove the obstacles too. And also when you meditate shamatha, the shamatha, like resting mind, vipassana, sometimes like your mind is very heavy. And your energy also can be heavy. So that means negative emotion, karma is holding you. So your practice is going good, but negative karma don't let you go to more higher positive level. So then we have to use this practice. This helps the negative heavy karma release. So you meditate Buddha, and then from his body, see radiance or multicolored rays or wisdom light, and that all is like coming directly to hit your heart, and then you meditate and remove all your obstacles, emotions, negative karma. Sometimes it's good, like sunrise, sunset. Sun is very strong, then very hard to use, but sunset time, then this light radiation is you can use. And the thing about the sun is actually Buddha, and all this sun rays is hit to your heart. Sunrise and the sunset this time is good. And then somewhere, like the city lights, it's beautiful lights, and go to hit to the light reflection. So that kind of also really good to use, meditate in this one. All your form is Buddha, and the light is coming from the Buddha and hit to your heart. So we can have so many things like this time, ability, the different color lights, we can get. So that's all you can use for this meditation. Really benefit. Okay, so then the following page 8 here says, diligently apply yourself to this practice as such as you can, so whatever you can, in between sections, practice mandala offering, recite the best of your ability. So always talk about ability, we never say must here, right? Ability, our ability, we have to follow. Whichever sutra you prefer, such as the prayers of the Buddha, white lotus of compassion, Lord Lativasatara Jaka Talis, or the 108 names of the Tathagata, desire your source of virtue towards unsurpassable awakening, recite prayer of aspiration. In generally, whatever you are doing, whether it is moving, walking, sleeping, or sitting, you should constantly remember the Buddha. So long as you have, ability to do this, or you recreate this the karmic imprints, then very beneficial. So all the negative conditions not possible to arise. We stop all the negative conditions. Even at night, when you go to sleep, consider that the radiance of the Buddha's form illuminates the whole of space in every direction, lighting it up as brightly as mind awakening. Brightly as during the day at all time. Emerged the Buddha's action from the moment he first generated the mind awakening, and follow the example of the Buddhas and the great Bodhisattva of the past, present, and the future. Maintain your commitment to precious bodhicitta without ever allowing it to waver. Exert yourself as much as possible and the Bodhisattva conduct in general and in the practice of shamatha and vipassana, and particular so as to make meaningful the freedoms and advantage of his human existence. It said in the Sivara Sutra that merely hearing the name of water, our teacher, the Buddha, ensure that one will gradually progress along the path to great enlightenment without ever falling back. It is also said that the Dharani revealed above is the source of all the Buddhas. It was through the force of discovering this Dharani that the king of Shakyas himself attained enlightenment, and that Avalokiteshvara, I think, Shavara become the spring of all the Bodhisattva. Through simply hearing this Dharani, a vast accumulation of merit will easily gain, and all karmic obscuration will be purified. And then recite it, obstacle will not occur. This has been true in the average Panchaparamita. Other teachings, such as that by reciting the Dharani only once, all the harmful action you have accumulated through 80 thousands kappas will be purified. They say it is possible boundless qualities such as this and the sacred heart essence of Buddha Shakyamuni. The way to generate faith and exert oneself in the practice of shamatha and vipassana are explained whatsoever. Okay, so that's the all important instructions there about especially for Buddha Shakyamuni mantra. So the mantras benefit. I think that's enough teaching today from the Buddha, and we do the practice. So Buddha, we already done practice with the teaching. I just do one transmission from the Buddha Shakyamuni, this one. Jimmy Dombanida, the younger Nawanga Mason Jojamas around the Nanga Juri Jamsa ranges and Revenue Dava, then Domaso Misha Jasinga, Sergio Giseda visiting Chigus on the Jero, Yosai, and Sajalajan, Sayuna Yadas, the Londina, the Yerada, the Jibamba, you hear the drawing. Yes, the Jenny Jeroso, Bazo Jansi, Young Jan, the Bazam Jesse, and Tanila, Namda Devan Joga Bazawa, Jagan Devadani, Jemboza, Jeda, Jugula made that. Union was sent out of Nam Girl, so the Ganyan Mangavas, Gandam, what you watch the Dogan Yesani, Sanje, Dogan, Kanji, easy, but the Indian, the Tabar Single of the Jane, Bagan, and about 2 years on Jane, Java, the Minnesota by Mazavica. Vojele, Javadatam, the Tin Tong Javasevic, me by years on a bomb, Pepper and Mongo, Dongadam, Joseph Van Jor. The Zendana Parmatona, same Maji, down the in the Molajata Bayante, Gender and Drove, the Jamar unit. China Tam Jiji and the Bazella, the Negan, Molajata, and Deva Topan Joji, Sombatan, and Evariola, and Bochi, then Jimos, the Himajas on the Molajibonga, Vegata. Tomba to Jina Sandalo, the Jingos, and Juke, and Jibber in the Manevra of the Medina, the Maliba, and Jubara, the Jan Bada, the Jivagan, the Salaji, the Yarangos, and Jiji. So Jima Jibaco, the Juna Nakata, you go to the Poja, you made the Namaji, the Rebel, the Dog, the because you can walk on the Java, the Java, Tuji lovers of Macarena, the Regina, the Naji, the Lany, the Javaji, the Benin, the Java, the Tuji, Yiji, the Vata, the one with the Yo, Yampala, the Manila, the Yora, and the Java, Java, to you go, the Chessy, you can you all some on the other Mama, the Yajara, the Mama, and the Yaso, I mean, the Daga Tombo in the Jizar in the Devon, the Yellow Salaman, and Saint Java, the Zone, the Virgin, Jotomo. Years another now, you doesn't the bottom, just like the Vajam, you the some of those other Baraja, some of the some of the one is another matter. So you bought out to do Jerry, Java, Jan Robert, Girana, the Jibans in Jazz of Javasan, Lovers, give us on the Mason, Molani, Jeda, Barzavo. General Janaga, Tomani, Majiba, and Simon, Domanga, you lovers, the general money, give us a lesson that is on his Namo Lama Ibn Join Jinres Gongcho Song La Da Jam Jen Kanyar Major Semje Na Sanje Dobar Semje Ransa Maje Dongben Manga Sardong Ribe Zaranye Aryan Zamba La Gazar Zaye Bejon Dan Yongben Norjo Nel Rambo Jeye Jinje Trebe Ma Dave Din Din De Yumro Din De Zenjur Yung Gordon Kando De Ye Ge Rang Rang San Sin Jin Jie Wo Nan Da Jin Re Zai Jar Wa Zai La Ring A Dan La Ma Or Jin Yang Yom Jin Nang La Rang Ye Jia Wu Sar Dong Long De Jin Zam Le Do Ga Ra Da We Den Do Zo Nga Jin Jin Wa Sar Wong Zhi Jiang Jiu Sin La De Sim Jin Zhi Jiang Zhi ngơ rô kinh đề đa tên bề sinh la ngơ rô giang bề giang bề ma rô đa yang zamba la rô đa ya hong bề ma rô đa yang zamba la rô đa ya hong bề ma rô đa yang zamba la rô đa ya hong bề ma rô đa yang zamba la rô đa ya hong bề na yang zamba la rô đa ya hong bề đa gan ha rê na za se som je se na rô se so bam je nian da wang dang ga ya wa ga ze da wa xiang ge re so ha la zo ji de origin yin se den ra re me me ga da long de a ge wen ro gen be me len do origin no le shen de zha xi xiu Zambala Senda police in Zambala.
Okay, great. Namo, I go for refuge to the Lama. Himasambhava Chenrezi and the three jewels.
Sorry, Achi.
Oh.
Sorry
okay. Okay. Om Svabhava Shudo Sarva Dharma Svabhava Shudo Hum. A white syllable free appears out of the state of emptiness. From the free, infinite light streams forth and makes offerings to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The light then returns and dissolves back into the free. The free then transforms, and white Achichoki Droma standing tramples the 4 Mara demons beneath her 2 feet. She is dressed in a flowing brocade gown and adorned with various sorts of precious gems. Her right hand holds a silver mirror with which she looks into the 3 times of the past, present, and future, while with the left she brandishes the wish-fulfilling jewel that bestows upon supplication everything needed and desired. In her heart, upon the disk of a moon, is the white syllable free, surrounded by the syllables of the mantra. Om Mama Chakra Soha Yarde Sarwade Raza Raza De Mama De Hompe Soha. Om Mama Chakra Soha Yarde Sarwade Raza Raza De Mama De Hompe Soha. Om Mama Chakra Soha Yarde Sarwade Raza Raza De Mama De Hompe Soha. Free, beautiful queen of space, Dharma lamp, your body takes an unwavering stance, mistress over demonic forces, giver of great bliss, intense delight. One face and two arms, your smile brings peace. In your right hand is a damaru. Your left hand holds a gem in skull cup. You grant practitioners all cities, robed in a gown of 5-colored silk, adorned with jewels and silken ribbons. On a blue water horse in the clouds, adorned turquoise halter, gold bridle, silken strap stirrups, lapis lazuli, silk satin cushion, golden saddle. Rise the laughing, glorious queen of space. Through compassion appears your retinue, surrounded by host of dakinis, endowed with the 4 activities, guardian who protects the doctrine, perfect place, magnificent Rigung. Accept this Torma and guard teachings. Please perform all activities now. Powerful lady who guards the teachings, with your vow to protect good students, Achi children and retinue, I pray. To you I offer, grant every wish. Powerful lady who guards the teachings, with your vow to protect good students, Achi children and retinue, I pray. To you I offer, grant every wish. Yahweh tenzon tu den wan moche, drup chok bujin kyungwe dan sikchen, achi chudron kordan che pala, solo chodo dodon kundru so. Arise, Vajra Yogini, upon the crown of my head. Jigten Samgun Ratna Shri, abides Nirmanakaya. The balm resides in my heart. From Yam and Kam emanate. Purify all samayas. Emanate Omar and Hum. Transform essence of offerings into their innate nature. Offerings for each Buddha clan fill the 3,000-fold world. Om Ahom, Om Ahom, Om Ahom. Nama Sawa Tata Kata Payo Visho Mukebe. Sawa Taka Mukate Sparanimam Gaganakam Soha. Nama Sawa Tata Gata Bayo Visho Mukebe Sawa Taka Mukate Sparanimam Gaganakam Soha. Nama Sawa Tata Gata Bayo Visho Mukebe Sawa Taka Mukate Sparanimam Gaganakam Soha. Om Akaro Mukam Sawa Damanam Adinatipane Tote Oma Om Ve Soha. Om Akaro Mukam Sawa Damanam Adinate Panetote Om Om Et Soha. Om Akaro Mukam Sawa Damanam Adinate Panetote Om Om Et Soha. Accomplished primordial nature, secret mandala, unborn radiance. I invite the protectors to come. Dakinis perform activities. Guardians abide by their commitment. Manifest from the Dharma Dhatu. Mandala's primordial awareness. Called to come to this sacred place now. From the vast expanse of turquoise light and from the troves of the azure crag, elder sister Achinananza, please come here and tame all instructors, emanating from ultimate space. God is in power, wisdom, protect the teachings of the Buddhas, and with your retinues of four powers, chanting the Dakini's melody, vast hosts with your hands weaving mudras, bring forth a cloud of smoke offering. Please descend to this sacred site now. Samaza za hom van ho alala ho hey Bhagavan Krishna Samaza.
Australia.
God is along with your retinue. Please be joyfully seated on these thrones. I bring forth a cloud of offerings. I prostrate with body, speech, and mind.
Several species.
In this place and supreme year, ours favorable for virtue, glorious Buddhas and Arhats, please extinguish suffering, accomplish all purposes as I make smoke offerings. Please disperse all obstacles, cleanse and purify impurities. J. Clouds of sweet smelling smoke offerings, medicines that dispel emotions, silk brocade and incense, aloe wood, fragrant sandalwood, and cedar wood, juniper, rhododendron, birch, and all various sweet smelling ambrosial trees, flour, yogurt, milk, all food and drink, purifying all of teachers to the meditation, yogini, leader of all dharma, protectors, dakinis of primordial awareness and commitment power, dakini goddesses who devour, snatch away, heart mother, raiser of the life force, mother of enlightenment activity, thousandfold host of red flesh eaters, mamos and dakinis, offering to auspicious queen with power of life, supreme crystal tresses of Himla to four families of the five sisters and 12 goddesses make offerings, patron deities, protectors of Kagyu, lineage and ocean of birth. Guardians, protect the yogins with offerings, the veil of smoke cleanses the Maya, purifying all vows, defilements, vows from contact with all filthy things, as well as of all impurities, profound means, tainment, washed in smoke. Please repair the breakage of all vows, pacify obstructive conditions, realize all our aims with the Dharma. J. Lofty praise of protectors, Chucky Drome, onto outer inner substances, Chucky Drome, onto clouds of offerings, infinite, Chucky Drome, onto songs of praise, our devotion, Chucky Drome, onto meditative attention, Chukidrome Pantu, high above the samsara, Chukidrome Pantu, beyond brilliant sun and moon, Chukidrome Pantu, filled with virtue, granting gem, Chukidrome Pantu, vast as precious, summer lakes, Chukidrome Pantu, spread unfailing, doctor and Chikidrome, Upantu, protect aims of followers, Chikidrome, Upantu, never separate, stay with us, perfect power, blessing, wealth, power, blessing, all complete, power, fortune, manifest, oceans of prosperity, all you powerful protectors, precious teachings protected, increase precious offerings, include all practitioners, fill our homes with spiritual wealth, protect us from obstacles, dispel all the dangerous talk, may all highest aims be seen. By the power of virtue, Dharma free of obstacles, gain level of Dakini, triumph cyclic existence. Kewadi tulaten, chuje drupor gemeching, kyana daki saptovne, korwe kyamso kemparasho. Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Sandra. Mahakala, so it's EDG is ready, I think.
Thank you, Kempo. Ho, please consider me. Ho, please consider me. Ho, please consider me. Glorious Vajra Guardian, Great Black One, Mahakala, and glorious Great Bhairava, Heruka, Chakrasambhara. By nature, you are one within Dharmata. In essence, you are same within exalted wisdom. In character, you are equal in unhindered activity. Hero who defeats all unfavorable circumstances, you are the foremost Lord of all appearance and existence, gods and demons. Fierce protector who is a great leader of activity oppressors. Invincible sovereign of radiant splendor, you protect awareness holding yogas as if they were your own children and assess the concentration of oath-bound practitioners. And are endowed with the radiance of peace, the splendor of increasing, the power of magnetizing activity, and are swift in activities of liberating savage foes and hindrances. Your mighty skill to protect the teachings is superb. Powerful Lord Dorje Drosauchen, great Lord God of Yogans, please think of me. I, a Yogan, invite Vajra Heruka's enlightened body, speech, and mind to abide in me and this holy image as I engage in practice to attain unsurpassed enlightenment. Act so as to conquer obstacles to the path of supreme bliss and the dread of the four Maras. Please cause me to encounter the Samadhi escort that will guide me on the true path. Thus, until I attain enlightenment, help me not to walk on mistaken paths with body, speech, and mind, but cause my mind to turn towards freedom and enlightenment. May all unfavorable circumstances in this world be vanquished. May perfect auspiciousness and goodness pervade and increase. May gods, demons, and humans be overpowered, and at all times and in every circumstance, may enlightened activities be accomplished according to my supplications. As you are the glory and the guardian of all beings, please perform activities to grant supreme and common cities unobstructedly and effortlessly. May I vanquish all unfavorable circumstances, the enemies and hindrances with mistaken views and the like, and may perfect auspiciousness and goodness pervade and prevail. Ma Shri, by the power of compassion and previous aspirations, Achi Chokudroma, arise from unborn Dharma Dhatu and look upon us from the expanse of exalted wisdom. Miraculously descend upon this activity, Mandala, Madhurachi, daughter of Nanam, powerful lady, Dharmatara, wisdom Tara, Samaya Tara, magnetizing goddess, flesh-eating Karma Dakini, noble lady, Tashi Suringma, Mia Love Sangma, Tekardro Sangma, Singi Sel Sangma, and Chopin Ring Sangma. Protectors of the lineage forefathers, protectors of secret hermitages, protectors with Samaya who pledge to protect the teachings of the Kagyu lineage. Your luminous wisdom never fades, your compassion never withholds, your blessings are close, and your power unobstructed. All of you, bless us yogins in our retinue with your enlightened body. Bless us with your enlightened speech. Bless us with your enlightened mind. Bless us with your enlightened qualities. Bless us with your enlightened activities. Act so as to conquer adverse circumstances and the dread of the four maras. Please cause me to encounter the Samadhi escort that will guide me on the true path. Thus, until I attain enlightenment, help me not to walk on mistaken paths with body, speech, and mind, but cause my mind to turn towards freedom and enlightenment. May all unfavorable circumstances in this world be vanquished. May perfect auspiciousness and goodness pervade and increase. May gods, demons, and humans be overpowered, and at all times and in every circumstance, may enlightened activities be accomplished according to my supplications. As you are the glory and the guardian of all beings, please perform activities to grant supreme and common cities unobstructedly and effortlessly. May I vanquish all unfavorable circumstances, the enemies and the hindrances of mistaken views and delight, and may perfect auspiciousness and goodness pervade and prevail. Zaya, Zaya, Siddhi, Siddhi, Phala, Phala, Hum. Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Iriji. Sharimina, please, Panashavari.
Yes, Rinpoche, thank you so much. Out of the mandala of the Makaya spread, please. You protect against dangerous diseases such as epidemics and against untimely death. I pay homage to you, Mother of Wish, fulfilling activities. Golden colored Panashavari, sitting on a lotus seat. Your main face is yellow, the right face blue, and the left face white. Your hair is bound up in the top knot, and you are full of splendor. I pay homage to the divine body of the goddess who grant accomplishments. Illustrious one, you are the embodiment of wisdom and compassion. You dwell in the midst of masses of fire, which is burning like the fire at the end of time. With your 3 faces and 6 arms, you look terrifying and wrathful. I pay homage to you, who has 1 leg outstretched and the other bent, wearing a robe of leaf, holding a bow and arrow, battle axe, and a bundle of branches. Panashavari, you display the threatening mudra and hold the vajra. I pay homage to you, great mother, protectress of beings. The crown of myself as Panashavari, conceived of the 5 pictures one. From the hearts flow streams of milk and nectar, filling my body, thus visualize. In this way, all wrongdoings and obscurations are purified. Om Visati Panashavari Savamari Krasnam Mani Om. Om Visati Panashavari Sarvamari Prasha Mani Om. Om Visati Panashavari Sarvamari Prasha Mani Om. Om Visati Parnashavari Sarvamari Prasha Mani Om. Om Visati Parnashavari Sarvamari Prasha Mani Om. Om Vajra Satu Samaya Manupalaya Vajra Satu Tenupa Sistadido Me Bawa Sudokayo Me Bawa Subokayo Me Bawa Anuratu Me Bawa Sarvasiti Me Prayatsa Sarva Karma Sasame Sitam Sriyam Kuru Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajrama Memunsa Vajribawa Mahasamaya Sadhu. May the great Vajradhara, the true Lama, who is the essence of all Buddhas, grant the auspiciousness of the goddess Parnashavari to all beings of the three realms without exceptions, and to myself. Glorious goddess Parnashavari, you liberate all others and myself from the infliction of great harm. Having taken refuge in you, sublime goddess, please protect us from all dangers. Thank you, Rinpoche. Thank you all, Sangha.
Thank you. Sharimina, supplication Tara Danila, please.
In the realm of the unborn mother, the Dharmadhatu, abides the Reverend Mother, the deity Tara. She bestows happiness on all sentient beings. I supplicate Mother Tara of Dharmadhatu to protect us from all fears. Not realizing oneself as Dharmakaya, the minds of sentient beings are overpowered by negative emotions. These beings wandering in samsara are my mothers. I supplicate Mother Tara, deity of great compassion, please protect us. If the meaning of Dharma is not born in one's heart, one just follows the words of conventional meaning. We are deceived by delusory philosophical views and dogmas. I supplicate Mother Tara of perfect wisdom, please protect us. It is difficult to understand our own mind as Buddha's mind. Seeing nature mind, but not familiarizing with it through practice, we are lost in unwholesome worldly activities. I supplicate Mother Tara of perfect mindfulness, please protect us. The absolute nature of mind is self-arisen, non-dual Buddha wisdom, yet because of habitual grasping to dualistic conception, we are bound by it no matter what we do. I supplicate Mother Tara of non-dual wisdom, please protect us. Although we abide in the perfect meaning of absolute truth, we do not understand the interdependence of cause and effect on a relative level. We are ignorant about the true reality of phenomena. I supplicate Mother Tara of Two Truth Omniscience, please protect us. Like the nature of space, which is beyond all conceptual limits, the reality of all conditioned phenomena is no different from that, but there are disciples on the path who do not realize it. I supplicate Mother Tara of perfect enlightenment of the three kayas, please protect us. Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Daniel. Gebelo Humina, please. Emma Sambhava.
Rinpoche la solwa de Jayen Barche Menyon Shin Tongen Sampadru Padan Shodan Tonwan Dusun Sanje Guru Rinpoche Nyodru Kundak de Wachen Posha Barche Kunsel Dudu Draposa Sowa de Son Jinji Laptu So Chinyan Sanje Barche Shiwadan Sampalu Jidru Barjinjilo Emaho, Nosar Sanjena Wantayeda, Yesu Yovo Tuche Tempoda, Yondu Sempa Tuche Tom Namla, Sanje Jan Sempa Dento Jiko, Deje Nosar Patu Mepaye, De Waten Sanjawe Shinkamber, Dascendine se pojurmata, Kewa senje varma shoparu, derujene nanta sartan sho, deke dagi molam tapati, shoshu sanje shansem pancheje, kema trupar jinji laptu sol, devyata pensadriya hawa bodhanaya soha. Sancho Sancho Rinpoche, Maye Panam Yejoche, Yepanam Pame Parya, Gune Gondu El Basho. Thank you, Sangha Kampola.
Thanks. Gebelo Humina. Om Mane Beme Hom, Mane Beme Hom. Om Mane Beme Hom, Om Mane Beme Hom. Om Mane Beme Hom, Om Mane Beme Hom. Om Mane Beme Hom, Om Mane Beme Hom. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Vajrasattva. Page 63. You are the primordial awareness of skillful means, indestructible step beyond all concepts, realizing the nature of grandmother, transcending your wisdom free from any reference, displaying your compassion, your visibility, every kind of way. O great Vajrasattva, to you I pay homage. Mado dorje dobje ye ye ne mi mi shira yom je ngang de do je se dara na zo je yang do dorje sen ba je lai san ze lo om ben zara sa do 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 Om Ben Zara Sado Hong, 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 Om Ben Zara Sado Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, Om Ben Da Sa Do Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong. Om Ben Da Sa Do Hong, 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 Om Ben Om Benza Sado Hong, 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 Om Benza Sado Om Benza Sado Hong, 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 Om Benza Sado Hong. May every bangling with the disease be free at once from every malady. May be
Living disease, free minds from every malady. Son of victory, may be suddenly permanently. May every being living with disease be free minds from every malady. All the afflicts the living.
Thank you, Kempo. Could you talk to us a little bit about next week's schedule? Could you talk to us a little bit, Kempo, about next week's schedule and tell us what's happening? You'll need to unmute, please.
Oh, next week's schedule. It's thinking about going to share the core Pardo Gongchik Jamso, but it's not ready. So that's why just thinking about we can, practice. I share the teaching about the Tara, and we practice the Tara because the Tara Stupa is coming. So that's why I think it's good to do Tara teaching and practice. And then when we finish that, and I'm going to share called Pardo Gonchik Jamso. It's part of Pardo, but it's a more deeper level Dzogchen teaching. And I need to take time to share that. So yeah, so that's the thing we do. That's okay. Everyone okay? Good. Yes.
Next week will be Tara practice and teachings then for Saturday and Sunday, Kempo?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. That sounds great.
Okay. Then that's also following week two.
Okay.
Yeah. Following week is and the consecration stupa timing. So you have to share the teaching Tara and the practice Tara. Thank you.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you, Pula.
Thank you, Vajradhara.
Thank you, Kempo. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Beautiful teachings,
Thank
Vajradhara.
you, Pula.